Here we go with this shit. My first problem with this is you said that as though marriage is the end-all be-all to successful parenting. There's plenty married motherfuckers that suck at parenting. But in all honesty, when I think about it, I actually kind of appreciate what you said because it is a quintessential statement that illustrates women's need to retain power over men in relationships. So ahead of time, allow me to say thank you for showing your ass. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. Statistics show that women are awarded child custody in nearly 90% of all cases. Dads represent 85% of child support providers. According to the U.S. Census, only 3% of the 400,000 people receiving alimony are men. Based on those statistics, it is likely that a man will lose in family court from a monetary and custody standpoint. All of the things aforementioned are things that happen upon divorce. Any logical thinking person, not even necessarily a male, can see that marriage is an absolute casino gamble for men, wherein the house, being women or lawyers, will likely win. So when you say something as asinine as, I guess men should quit getting women pregnant that they don't want to marry, aside from it being totally impractical, because as we very well know, adults like to fuck and women control whether or not children are born, what you're really saying is men should run the gauntlet and put on the line their potential to have their lives taken from them, all because they wanted to be intimate with a woman. Consent to intercourse is not consent to parenthood. Lest we also forget the kicker. In fact, nearly 70%, of course we can call this the overwhelming majority, of divorces are initiated by women. And there is a such thing as no-fault divorce, which means the bitch could literally wake up the next morning and say, I'm gonna take half of this motherfucker's shit or more because I don't like the way that he didn't flush the toilet the other morning. And statistically, the odds are in her favor that she'd win. I wonder if women would feel the same way if without government assistance and the statistics of child support, alimony, and custody were even the least bit even or skewed in the man's favor, if women would feel the same about having to take care of a child on their own. Don't answer that. But my real question is, how much do you hate men? Empathy is wasted on a woman with your thought pattern, so the likelihood of me getting a straight answer if I were to ask you, how would you respond if you were in men's position from an intimacy and child-rearing standpoint, would be absolutely time-consuming and pointless. You seem the type of woman to trap a man. The, I don't believe in abortion after you get pregnant. Or the, I'm gonna have a child with a man that I know doesn't want one, and then I'm gonna tell the whole world that he's a deadbeat. You should change your TikTok name to, the gender war will never be over, because you clearly don't give a fuck about men.